Okay, terrific. Well, it's great to see so many familiar faces. So again, happy International Women's Day. And I am really excited that we have these special guests that you are all seeing poking in. We have Helen, who is the chair of the SEGA board. I don't know how many people. Here's Helen, to say, just to say hello.
Okay, hello.
Helen. Helen and the girls are here for 2 weeks, and we have had a little journey from Boston to Connecticut to New York and Philadelphia already, and we are in San Francisco. But we thought that since we have our two graduates, Maria and Victoria, here, it would be a great opportunity to share a little update on what they are doing, but as university students also share a little bit of background with you about our continuing education scholarship program. So we'll start with that. Say hello, girls.
Hello.
We'll start with that. And I also want to mention that this is being recorded. We'll start with that. I'll give you a little overview, and then Victoria and Maria will each share an update on what they're doing. And then we have a chance to have all of you ask questions, and you can also ask your questions in the chat, or you can raise a hand and just unmute yourselves. As you can see, this is pretty informal. We just really were excited that they were here and wanted to share a little update with you. So we'll get started, Matt, with the next slide. I think that most people know our mission, but I always like to start with that to ground us a bit. And Nurturing Minds mission is to support quality education, life skills, and entrepreneurship to help bright, at-risk girls in Tanzania become leaders in their communities. We do that with our partner, SEGA, Secondary Education for Girls Advancement, and they really foster academic excellence, strong values, healthy self-esteem, and independent thinking skills among students, with an emphasis on leadership, entrepreneurship, career development, and environmental care. And we do have a shared vision to create a financially self-sustaining model school for educating bright Tanzanian girls. Next slide. So why invest in higher education? Many of you know that SEGA started first with secondary education, the SEGA Girls School, which is still being run and having great academic results with almost 300 girls at a secondary level on our boarding school campus. But we realized that though the outcomes with a secondary education are very good, we see that outcomes for young women are much, much better if they're able to continue their education. So the unemployment rate for women in Tanzania is 2 times higher than that of men. Higher degrees do improve women's access to jobs. And with a certificate or a diploma, which some of our graduates go on to, a woman can earn 6 to 7 times more income than without that. And with a university degree, she can earn 12 times and sometimes more income than a non-university graduate. So those are some of the big reasons why we have decided to invest in higher education beyond the SEGA Girls School for our graduates. Next slide. So we are actually building a continuing education scholarship fund, and that enables us to currently support 210 scholarships of our SEGA graduates annually. By next year, we'll be supporting 250 graduates in any given year. So 98% of our graduates go on to higher education, with 75% of them now going on to university, and that's versus just 3% nationally. So you can see that the SEGA girls are doing very, very well academically. There are different pathways they can take. They can do vocational training. They can do certificates and diplomas, which lead to careers in accounting or nursing or teaching. If they do very well academically, like these 2 young women, they will go to A-levels, 2 additional years of advanced level high school, which is a more direct route to university. We also help set them up with internships, although sometimes their universities do that too. And then they come back for trainings and career guidance, some soft skills, but helping them with interview skills and and things like creating a resume. So those are all things that SEGA continues to do in the post-Form 4 program, or the Continuing Education Scholarship Fund and Career Development Program. So next slide, I think. Oh yeah, so last year I was there during the Career Inspiration Day. And so that is one of the things that SEGA does. They not only bring kids out to see different people in different careers, as you'll hear from Maria and how that inspired her, but they'll also bring speakers onto the campus. Last July, when I was there, they brought all of these women you see before you on the top were professionals from Dar es Salaam in academia, in banking, in human resources management, and other fields. And they came to speak to the Form 3 and 4 students about career options for the future. We also have a partnership with Mikumi Beta, which is a vocational training organization that actually has 2-year degrees in everything from electrical to construction to tourism and baking, and helping you to learn a very specific skill, and you can start a business or get employed through those skills. And then on the left, we have 3 pilots, 3 female Tanzanian pilots, 2 helicopter pilots, and a fighter pilot who came to speak to the students as well. Next slide. So here now we're on to Victoria's story. So I will have, here is Victoria Majuto.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Victoria Majuto Laurent. I was born in Dodoma. So SEGA found me on 2014 when I was in class 6, because they are going through different schools, giving us exams. We had an interview, and I was among the chosen girls. Then we went to SEGA on September 9th, 2014. We started our studies there till when I graduated on 2019. The main idea or the main reason of SEGA was supporting the girls who really want to do well and support the community, but the family cannot support us. So we were 13 from my school and others from different schools. So both of us were taken to SEGA. We all graduated on 2019. We were 16 of us. We went for high schools and some went for certificate and diploma studies. I graduated my high school studies at Korogo Girls in Tanga on 2022. Then I joined Mzumbe University in Mbeya campus on 2022. It was on November. I'm taking the Bachelor of Human Resources and Management. And the course I'm studying, the main reason of my course that I'm taking in university, managing the resources in the organization, as well as the fund that are in the organization, so that to make more development in the organization as well as the community. But also, I am working on it, thinking of supporting other girls in the future, because when I develop, that means other more 100 girls get to develop. So I am thanking SEGA as well as all the people who are supporting SEGA, and asking you to go and supporting us and other girls. I know it is not possible for you to support everybody, but when the chance occurs and the ones you get to support them, we also support others in our community. So thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Victoria. People might have some questions for you later. And here is Maria John.
Hi everyone, I'm Maria Jan Kwanga. I am a SEGA graduate who is currently at, I'm pursuing my bachelor degree of architecture at the University in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I'm in my second year of my studies. So shortly I will take you back to my to where I come from, like a short background of myself. I originate from Dodoma, rural Tanzania. and from a family of 7 kids, 7 children, I'm the third born. And I thank God that I was awarded this chance to be a SEGA scholar since 2014. And that was after just running through different challenges, including the financial challenges, from those challenges, I sometimes could drop out of school. And then I went to 4 different schools, primary schools, before SEGA found me. But I'm really grateful that I can now talk to you as a SEGA graduate. I graduated from SEGA in 2019 and then joined my A-level education at Mtwara Girls High School in Mtwara region, just southern part of Tanzania. There I was studying AGM, Economics, Geography, and Mathematics, from which I could either become a meteorologist or an architect or other career options. And thanks to God that when it was time to apply for university studies, I applied for different courses in 3 universities. Those were UDSM, that's the University of Dar es Salaam, Al University, and Mzumbe University. Thanks to God that I was selected to all the 3 universities, so I had to choose which one I wanted. And so I opted to pursue my bachelor degree of architecture at Al University, which I am doing right now. And so I have been there this is the 2nd year, and I have been going through a lot. We are learning a lot in class. I would like to show you some of the things that I do at the university. Next slide. Yes. So at university level, we have had several projects that were going on in my design classes. And there you can see the pink, kind of pink with some white strips, is my bed that I designed for a project that was run at my university. I mean, for my first year, that was designing a multi-use flexible bed. And then the one below is of a kitchen with a breakfast nook in it. Next slide. And that's the site plan up there. And then below is the residential studio at Alden University. So we had to design a residential studio at Alden University. And that's a look of how I designed my residential studio, with all the external parts, or I could say the landscape outside. I had a parking, I had garden, I had pathways, and just as you can see. Next slide. That's one example of the industrial trainings that I went to in Dodoma when I was in the first year. So I have I have 2 field works in my studies in each year. And so that was my 2nd field work that I did in Dodoma. And there I was on top of the building, checking on, how the installations, electrical installations and other things are going on. And that was like a preparation for concrete casting. Yes, next slide. Yes, and these are the 2 projects that were run in my 2nd year. And the first project was of a tower, as you could see the yellow one, kind of yellow. I designed an observation tower that could be placed, or it could be built on the roundabout. That is, when you are heading to Mbezi bus terminal, Magufuli bus terminal in Dar es Salaam. So that was my design. And the other photos are of an architectural office that I designed for it to be built along the Obama Road in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And for the 2 projects, one, on the observation tower, my theme was paradigm shift, and on the architectural office, my theme was resilience. But all those 2 I mean, for all those two, I had a theme that was hidden, that was contrasts. So like sometimes some people could view them in a different way than I'm aiming, but when they come inside, they could figure out that is what I was asked to design. So I'm really, really happy, and I'm having an excellent experience in my studies. I'm really grateful that God exposed me to these, to you, SEGA supporters and all others. I'm really happy that I got to study what I'm studying. I'm happy about it and I'm enjoying. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. So I know they zoomed right through that, but please let us know if anybody has any questions for me or for either student or Helen. Hello, it's good to see everybody. Yes, please.
Hey there, it's Ann Albright here with Amanda.
Hi, Ann. Good to see you.
I would like to ask the students
Mhm.
if they were going to give 3 pieces of advice to a new student coming into SEGA, knowing everything you know now. And I have to say, I was so impressed with your presentations. Your presentations were very, very professional, and I have sat through a lot of presentations. But if you were going to talk to the girls brand new to SEGA and say, here are 3 things to keep in mind over your next 4 years, what would you say to them?
You want to sit here? Yes, for the girls who just arrived at SEGA.
Okay,
Give them advice, like
so-
big sisters, what would you say?
as a sister to them, if I could I could have a chance to advise my fellow students, like the younger ones, I could ask them to always work hard and do their best, then God could do the rest. Like, sometimes in life, you have things that you can do. You can try to work hard, but sometimes you cannot do everything. So I would ask them to try working hard at their best level, and then God could provide some chances and opportunities for them to get something better in future. That could be one. I could also ask them to always consider everyone they meet as their client, meaning, yes, because the one that you're meeting now, you never know where and when you will meet him or her in future. Yes, so I would ask them to consider whoever they see in front of them as their client. Like, yes. And then I could ask them also to always have the kind of mind that has curiosity, like
Yes.
they should always be open to learn from different life experiences and anything they are facing. And also, so meaning they should be open. If you are curious, then you are open to so many so many opportunities. Yes, so I would ask them to always try their best to have that mind of like being eager to learn from different things, and to always have that a mindset of like trying for the new things that they think they don't know how to do them, or like how to operate or how to. Yes, I could ask them to always have that ability of trying. Yes, that's it. And so many others.
I just want to tell you, Maria, Maria, I am almost 70 years old, and all 3 pieces of advice are still things that should be in my head and my heart, especially the curiosity. So I'm fascinated. You gave something for new students, but you also gave something that we should all practice all of our lives. So thank
you.
Great.
Thank you.
Victoria wants to add.
And now Victoria. Yes.
Okay. For myself, what I would tell the girls, first of all, is where they are right now, they should forget their past. Instead of letting their past destroy their future, they should use the past to build their future. For example, we get chances due to the families that they can't support us to go for other high levels. So when SEGA choose them, so it means they already chosen the girl, they are the chosen girls. They have to work harder, use their past to build their better future so that to help others, their family and the community as well. And also, wherever they go, anything that happens to them, they should use it as a chance for learning. Either it's bad or good, it should be a path for them to their success. Also, they should have discipline, respect everybody, because if you have discipline, it is easy for you to live anywhere, and that can help them to achieve their goals as well. That's all.
I think
Thanks.
that's wonderful. I hope those of us who get to teach again can bring your lessons to the girls. I think that's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Victoria.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see Diamond has her hand up.
Oops,
Uh,
hold on.
Hamjambo wanafunzi.
Sijambo, shikamoo.
Maridadi, madada. Nina swali kwa ninasema Kiswahili kidogo tu. Ninasaidia watu kuandika darasa la Kiingereza na ninataka watu kufanza vigumu, lakini ninataka wanafunzi na walimu kuna furaha, burudani. Kwa hivyo, pia ninataka kusema wewe ni maridadi wasichana weusi. Na tuna kufanya pamoja create to create the world that we need to see.
Diamond, would you mind translating that so everyone can hear, everyone else can understand what you're saying and asking?
Yeah,
I like the last part.
Yeah. So first I just said, hello students, hello sisters, hello my sisters. I speak Swahili a bit, and I help write the English curriculum that goes to SEGA. And I also just wanted to say that they are beautiful Black women and that we need to help create the world that we want to see. But I do have a question. Nina Swali.
Yes.
Unapenda cinema gani na unapenda waimba gani? So I asked, what songs do you like? What movies do you like? Because we are trying to make the curriculum fun, and that has been a question that has come up.
Okay.
Okay,
I have a
so-
feeling you'll get very different answers from these two young women, but Maria, you start, and then Victoria, you can add.
Okay, so I like gospel songs. And so I'm interested on watching inspirational speakers. So if there are any modules with any people who are successful, they are the best for me.
Okay, that's great. All right. Victoria.
I don't have so much favorite songs, but I think I love that one of Tatiana, Like You. I love the song. And the movie that I love watching it, the name of the movie is the Blood Diamonds.
Oh, wow.
There are Black people and white people. I love the way they struggled for their freedom. They faced a lot of challenges, but at the end of the day, they were free.
Yeah.
Though it was hard, they had to fight a lot. So I love that one because it inspires me. Nothing is easy. Wherever you want anything good in your life, you have to fight without giving up, no matter what you will face. Yeah.
You also like a lot of animation. You were
I
telling
love
me
animation
yesterday
movies,
she watched a few animated films on the way
I love
here.
them.
And then I think I heard you listening to some hip hop.
Yes, I love hip hop.
That's what's up.
All right.
Asante sana.
Thank you, Diamond. Ambassador Mula Mula, we are honored to have you here with us. I see your hand up. Yeah. Ew, sister.
Lovely. Ah, now and everyone, good to see you.
Good to see
Great
you.
to
Sorry.
see you.
Sorry, I came in late. We had issues with electricity, so my connection went off. But I'm glad I came in when
Okay.
Victoria was almost finishing, but ahead of all, Maria, the
Mm.
experiences, what she's doing. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
as we said, we are celebrating you as we celebrate the International Women's Day.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
I'm so happy and inspired that you have come that far. But I have just one question. You know, I don't know whether my connection is good. You can hear me? Can you hear
It's
me?
very
Yes,
good.
I
It's
can
very
hear you.
good. Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good. Now studying at the Ivy University
Yes,
and doing architecture studies.
yes.
Tell me, what are your challenges as a girl, as a woman? Because I understand in architecture you are very few of you. Because I have one of my granddaughters, she's studying at Harvard University, but
Yes.
she's doing civil engineering. But she was saying those who are doing architecture is very tough. How do you find it?
So as for me, since before I used to be too shy before. Before I went even to SEGA, I used to be too shy and I was always afraid. I thought everything was always very hard for me. And the ability of trying, or like the kind of um, just trying was not something which was easy to me. So I couldn't easily try the new things. But after going to SEGA, at SEGA, I was exposed to different life skills, including the confidence and so many others. I got to always think that I could do everything that I wished to do. And so even when I was applying for the degree program, I was told by many people that, this is really hard, you can't do it. And considering that you are a girl, everything is tough there, you will have to sketch and draw, and yeah, so many other things they told me. But I asked them like, okay, you're telling me that it is tough pursuing what I want to pursue, but how did those who became architects become?
Yes.
That was a question to them, and no one was able to answer the question. They all just said back to me that, okay, you can do it. So they started encouraging me instead of like heartbreaking. So up to now, what I can tell is that I am real thrilled to be where I am. And I feel that I'm capable of handling any challenges that I'm facing there. Though, yes, there are some challenges, and among the challenges is the discouragement from others, and sometimes they could like show you what is coming after, like, in second year you're going to be doing this and this. Will you be able to do it? It seems like you can't. And I just keep telling them that if I was able to make it here, I will be able to make it there. So
Very good.
So there are challenges, but I'm trying to work hard on at my best level to turn the challenges I'm facing into opportunities.
Very fine. Great. But I'm happy that you have your spirit, and which also reminds me, my late father used to say, never allow anyone to steal your confidence. And that you should always remember the 3 Ds. You mentioned one, discipline. I think it was Victoria or you, discipline.
Yes.
Yes, dedication and determination. Never give up. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see. Thank you so much, Ambassador. I see.
Thank you, Raula.
Good to see
Happy
you.
to see you.
And I see Susan Schneider has her hand up as well.
Great.
Oh, you're muted,
Yeah.
Susan.
Okay, am I good now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Wow, this is just so incredibly exciting to see two of the students that most are the best examples of facing your fears and going ahead with life, not letting them stop you. Diamond, all I remember is when I talk with Maria, sometimes she'll say shikamo. And it's all I can remember is to say marahaba. I mean, that's about as much as my, I was there for 2 years. But Maria, it's fascinating that you went from doing my garden for 2 years to when I was living there to now being an architectural student. And I want to, I mean, amazing. You wouldn't let me carry the buckets of water because you always said, madam, no, I can carry it. But you wanted to make sure that I grew vegetables so I could eat because you were worried that I was going to wither away. I want to ask about your bed, the flexible bed. I happen to be looking at adjustable beds. How did you decide? Do you know somebody who has a flexible bed?
We had to pass through different literature reviews. So I read on some the previous designers, but I had to, we are not allowed, and it is not good to just copy an idea from somebody and just place it somewhere. Yes, and that could not help anyone learn something. So I read some places, I read from the previous designers, and then I thought of how I could design something on my own based on my own idea. So I designed that bed, I just based on the multifunctional, the condition that we were given, that it was to be a multi-use flexible bed, meaning it should be able to perform different functions, and it should be able to perform those functions by it being flexible, like by being able to change it into different shapes, yes, different forms. So I also designed mine in a way that you could change it, you could turn it into a table, you could turn it to be as a bench, you could fold it to be a bench, and then as you could see the photo, you could in the photo it looks like it is a bit bending. I was just trying to describe that sometimes somebody may not want to sleep completely on the bed. They would like to kind of have their backs up, and sometimes that bed could maybe be used in medical issues. Some people are not, yes. So I designed it in that way that you could be able to kind of twist it, or kind of fold it to form a different shape that somebody could sit in different shapes, and maybe they could be chatting and not sleeping. And if they want to sleep, they could plug something out and the bed could be flat for them to sleep. So it's my idea, but I first learned from other previous designers.
Well, let me say that if you ever do actually get one made, I will be your first buyer.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Susan.
great.
Before I go to you, Polly, I have a text question from Tracy Dolan, and she is asking, does university help with job search? And also asked Maria, do you have any projects that you're working on for your community while you are in school?
Yes, okay, go again.
So does a university help with your job search? I mean, they do field, but I don't know if they do any placement. So maybe you could share about field and if they do any help with job placement at university when you're in your final year.
Okay, so it's not too easy for university to look for jobs for us, but sometimes if they are asked for a recommendation, they could point out the students. But with the field work or the industrial trainings, they always search the places where we could go for industrial trainings, but they don't limit us. If you you have an idea of where you wish to go for industrial training, you could just inform them, and the place have to be registered. Yes, and then they could send you a letter to go there. But they always, most of the times, they look for the field work for us. And since we have 2 field works, we have the in-semester field work that is of 2 weeks. That one they always have to point out on their own, like they have to choose for us. But for the industrial training, that always takes like six weeks. They just give us options on where we wish to go. That way, and then
apply.
yes, so we have to apply. I mean, if they didn't tell you where to go, you have to apply for it, or like you have to find a place for yourself, then you come to tell them. But most of the time they look for them for us, and they just tell us like, okay, you need to go learn from this company. That's it. And
The
then
second question was, are you working on any projects for your community? You had some ideas of what to do there. And I think I heard Victoria say she had some ideas too, maybe, if for working with the community. Yeah.
yes, so coming back to the community, it's not only about my own community, but I have an idea running in my mind. I have a burning fire in my heart that I help my community to design a just small, and I mean a simple village. I mean to like design a simple village where we could try build them, or they could kind of like build simple houses, but which could be which could provide more shelter to them, because right now in my village most of the people are suffering. They stay in houses where if there is rain, I mean if it is raining, then the water drips inside their houses because of poor roofing style that is over there. So I was thinking in my head, and I'm still thinking and replanning every day to design a village where we could build simple houses, but which are at least better for them. And so many other thinking is going behind, but that's what I can mention for now, that I wish to plan or to design a simple houses village in my place. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was a great question, Tracy. Victoria would like to add to that.
Yep. Yeah, together with the SEGA support and Nurturing Minds and everybody that is supporting SEGA, giving back to the community, it is not so necessary for you either to build something or what, but when I am at home, I mostly volunteer in some tuition schools, teaching the girls, not about the studies, but the other studies about how girls should behave, how they should be as girls, the challenges that we face, we girls, and how they can overcome them. Because we had life skills at SEGA, so I am still using it, and I am helping others, because some young girls could come to me and be like, Sister Vicky, I faced 1, 2, 3, what should I do? I could tell them you can do 1, 2, 3 and something like that. So I am helping the girls at my community in that way, as well as other girls who I am studying with. Some of them are in my class, but I stand as their advisor. When they get problem, they feel like I should talk to Vicky, I should tell her this. I am sure that she can tell me this, and that's how I help other girls in my community.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I think Polly had a question, and then we'll go to Louise. You're still there,
Thanks.
Polly.
Yeah, Victoria started to touch on a little bit of my question, but either one of you, as you're in university, can you compare yourself to your peers? And is there anything that you feel is different about you that maybe you got from being at SEGA? I know you've also had your A levels, and so it's hard, but if there's anything that you think sets you apart, we would love
Yeah.
to hear. How are you different than your other university students?
I remember for the first time we had a class session in class. The teacher asked the question. I was the only girl who stood up and defended the question. So after the classes, the people were like, other girls and boys were like, which school did you go for your studies? Why are you so confident? You don't even fear the people, you just speak in the class, answering their questions. And the teacher was so proud of me because no any girl that stood to defend the question. And most of them were like supporting the motion, supporting it, giving most of the advantages, but I went against them and give out the advantages. If they don't do it in that way, if they do it in the other way, what will be the advantages and something like that, which is not easy for other girls to do it in class, yeah. So I could always stand in class, try to ask the question and answer them. And due to that, I have inspired some other girls now can answer the questions as well in class.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Maria, do you have anything to add to that?
But also I think I'm humble. I'm proud, but yet humble for the English language that I was taught at SEGA. You know, before SEGA, I only had like not more than 6 vocabularies, English vocabularies, and I couldn't make any sentence. But after SEGA, I see that my English has improved a lot. And at university level, sometimes some of the things that are going on could not be like solved easily. And as Victoria said, sometimes to be confident or to answer a question in class, you need to be able to speak English because the lessons are all learned in English language. So I see that there is still a difference between, say, a SEGA student from the other student based on English language use. But also financially, it's not that everyone who is at university can afford paying for everything in terms of class things. Because, for instance, my class, the architecture class, it has a lot of things that you have to purchase several times. Like those which I was showing you, they are the physical work, or I could say working models from the designs that we design. And to create them, we need some materials that we purchase them from stationery. And sometimes you could design, but the design is not as good as, or I could say like it is not so much impressing. So you need to break the physical model, I mean to break it and create the other one. Like, and it's not one time. You have to do that. It may happen even 3 or 4 times. So if you don't have some money to purchase the other materials and create the other physical model, then it's a challenge. And there are some people who are studying at university level, but they either have a small percent in the government loan. Some of them do not have government loan at all. And it's not that everyone can afford paying for their expenses and such kind of things. So a difference from, I mean, there is a difference between me and the others. I'm not saying that maybe I have a lot of money or like being proud, no, but I'm just trying to tell that I'm grateful that I have a SEGA support, because through it, I'm able to purchase some of the items that I was supposed to purchase. And as I mentioned, in my degree program, we have 2 field works per year. Comparing to other degree programs, is not as that way. And my degree program is of 5 years, but I think the field works will end, I think, in the 4th year. But all those years you have to go for the field works twice, and it is expensive doing the field works because we have to travel to other regions. Like in my first year, I went to Arusha for the in-semester fieldwork. And you know, when you are in fieldwork, you need money for like accommodation, you need money for meals, you need money for transportation. Yeah, it's a lot. So if somebody does not have a support, we see them suffering. We try our best to kind of support them, but you know, we can't do it all. So I can see that there is a difference. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks a lot.
That's. Oh, Louise, hi.
Hi, I don't have a question as much as an expression of gratitude. I am so struck by so much of what I've heard. I am really grateful to Victoria and Maria for sharing. And I was struck early on about what I think both girls have said about changing paradigms and resilience. And just wanted to say, I feel like they are those things incarnate in person, you know, the personification of those of paradigm shift and resilience. And it's just so incredibly important in our world today, the fearlessness that they are both showing. And so I just want to thank them for that and encourage Victoria and Maria both to, you know, keep doing the amazing things they're doing and paying it forward by being such a remarkable example to their peers and to the girls coming up behind them. Lift and launch.
Thank you so much, Louise. Thank you. Are there any other questions, or Matt or Annalise, anything in the chat?
I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay. Well then, in that case, I just really want to thank all of you for participating and for coming to meet the girls and to hear their stories. You want to say something else? Oh, Helen, and Helen would like to say a few words as well. So please come, Helen. Yes, come sit. No, you have to come sit here so they can see you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Mama Mula Mula, where are you?
She's right there.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
I want you to translate what I'm saying so that everybody can understand. But can you help?
Okay.
Okay. So,
All right.
Ellen, your English is perfect.
I know. English
Yeah,
is perfect.
exactly. I know I should not speak it. Just speak it. I might lose the trust. Just speak. Yeah, I know you can speak it.
okay.
When you are stuck, you come and be how
So what do you want? Can I continue speaking English and then you can help me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get stuck.
My side, I would like to thank Polly. To thank Polly for thinking to support our Tanzanian girls. As you have seen, you have heard from these girls, the explanation and what they think. They think for the SEGA. It is without Polly that SEGA wouldn't be there.
Yes.
So you people who are supporting SEGA, really, you are not supporting only SEGA, you are supporting all girls of Tanzanian girls, like Mary and Victoria. Their dream could have been lost. At their age now, they could have children, but now they are still schooling because SEGA is there. Someone thought to support girls. That is Polly. Yani, mi sijui niseme nini kwa Polly.
Umesema yote. She's saying she's out of words to express her gratitude to Polly. but the first time she said it very well. And I would also want to join her really in expressing our sincere gratitude to Polly, but nurturing minds, the commitment of Laura and all. And I was blessed to meet most of you. I'm so happy that you are continuing to support our girls. Thank you very much.
And I will add to Helen, who is the chair of the board of SEGA and has been there from the very beginning, working alongside with Polly, as she explained the other night. Really, the reason that we are in Morogoro and were able to make so much headway so quickly was because that's really where Helen has been based. Polly, were you going to add something? I don't know if that's an old hand up.
No, yeah. I just want to say thank you, but really every single person sitting around this Zoom today, we are all in this together and equally to be thanked, honestly, 100%, including Maria and Victoria, because look how they are inspiring all of us and bringing us together. And all of us have our roles, and it's collectively that it's all making it happen. So thank you. Thank you, everybody here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day. We hope to see you all again soon. Okay.